Hey friends, how's it going? Got a lot of information to go over, a ton of memes. The news, I'm going to talk about Obama did spy on Trump's campaign. I'm going to talk about the bishops that are resigning because due to abuse. I'm going to talk about the Santa Fe shooting. I'm going to talk about Sandra Bullock and what these Hollywood elitists put on their face. It's pretty strange, and it ties right into a lot of stuff that I cover with Pizzagate, Gate, all that kind of stuff. If you're new to my channel, please click that subscribe button so you get notifications when I do post. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and like it. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into this. This is true reporting. Okay, so first off, let's go into this. And it says Chile's bishops resign in mass over sex abuse cover-up. Didn't Q say that May was going to be really bad for the Pope? So, yeah, Vatican City Associated Press. In the biggest shakeup yet in the Catholic Church's long-running sex abuse scandal, every active Chilean bishop offered to resign Friday over what Pope Francis said was their grave negligence in investigating abuse and protecting children. Grave negligence, that's all you have? Why can't you just say, yeah, they're all raping kids and we're gonna turn them into eunuchs? The bishop announced at the end of an emergency Vatican summit that all 31 active bishops in Rome had signed in a document offering to resign. Francis can accept the resignations, reject them, or delay a decision, and the bishop remains in place until he acts. But the symbolic significance of an entire national bishops' conference resigning in mass because they covered up for pedophiles marked a historic moment in the decades-long saga. So, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy that this is still going on. Pope Francis also said, it was maybe a week ago saying that this is about time for him to retire. This is going to be a bad month for the Pope because he is not who we think he is. So let's go to this. Speaking of pedophilia, what is this? We tried it. The $650 penis facial that Sandra Bullock and Kate Blanchett swear by. So let's take a listen to this, right? This is pretty cool. Psych.
That was all his decision. He wanted his sister, and he knew she was his sister. And but now there are moments when they want to kill each other. Mm-hmm. She more him than him her. Mm-hmm. But I like that about her. I like that she'll take a knife and cut a guy.
Whoa, that's intense. Watch out. Sandra Bullock appeared on The Ellen Show Thursday and opened up about the rather complex relationship that her kids, 8-year-old Louis and 5.5-year-old Lila, share. And Sandra admitted that little Lila is definitely the one to get annoyed by her big brother more than he ever will with her. But despite all of that, Sandra says their personalities complement each other well, and that Louis is very protective of his little sister. Now, she shared with Ellen just how far he'd go to get her out of trouble.
They're very different, you're saying? Very different. I try to get it out of him because he's very honest. That, what did he goes, oh, she...
Okay, never mind. So I guess that they're not going to talk about it. So I'll just read it to you. What it is, the Hollywood EGF facial, otherwise known as the penis facial, thanks to stars like Sandra Bullock and Kate Blanchett, who both swear by it for radiant, glowing skin. Who tried it? Jillian Ruffo, Associate Beauty Editor. Why we tried it. Let me ask you this. Would you pass up on the chance to have skin that looks as smooth as Blanchett or Bullock's? We didn't think so. Level of difficulty, 2. If you factor in the very mild pain and upkeep. It all started back in March when Blanchett opened up about her skincare secret. A special facial at esthetician George Louis New York City skincare, which Bullock turned her onto. She called it the penis facial, which after further investigations we learned got its name from the treatment's ingredients. And on Thursday's episode of Ellen DeGeneres Show, Bullock explained not only why the treatment is so good, but also the reason behind the name. Bullock explains that through a micro-needling technique, the facial boosts collagen by enabling serums, including an epidermal growth factor, or EGF serum, to seep deeper into the skin. The serum, she tells DeGeneres, is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away. But as DeGeneres bluntly points out, the EGF is derived from foreskin from a Korean baby. Oh my God. You'll never guess what she put on her face. This is made from the foreskin of a baby's penis. I don't want to watch this. She's a dunce. But yeah. I mean, this just ties into like all this garbage within the Hollywood elites of pedophilia, sexual abuse, murder, all of that. So yeah, bunch of jokes. Can't stand them. Alternative press. Where did Trump's claim of the FBI mole come from? Now, since I've talked to you, and on the last post, my last podcast from yesterday, we talked about that the Obama administration spied on the Trump campaign. So if we look into it, it says President Donald Trump and his supporters are circulating an explosive theory. The FBI, they say, may have planted a mole or spy inside the 2016 campaign to bring him down. The unverified allegations has lit up the conservative media and earned space on Trump's Twitter feed, just as special counsel Robert Mueller enters his second year in the Russia probe. There's no probe. Reports are there. Trump says reports are there. Was indeed at least one FBI representative implanted for political purposes into my campaign for president. It took place very early on and long before the phony Russia hoax became a hot fake news story. If true, all-time biggest political scandal. Yeah, it's treason. So let's look into who this bum was. His name is Stefan Halper. So this is the guy, and notice they're not really tying it. Like the news is being really like shady, and they're just talking about like that this doesn't have much to do with Obama. Like it's just more like FBI informant, which they don't want to use the word spy because I don't think a lot of people think of it as a spy. They're just like, oh, some guy within the FBI was scumbag. No. Who is Stefan Halper? U.S. Cambridge professor named as FBI's Russia probe secret source. Cambridge University professor has been named as the FBI's informant in their probe into alleged collaboration between Donald Trump and the presidential campaign team with Russia. Stefan Halper has been identified by multiple media outlets as a source tasked by the FBI with collecting information about the Russian connection of Trump campaign officials Carter Page and George Papadopoulos. So, yeah, I mean, it was set up by Peter Strzok, and that also entails the Q posts of why they're back in the UK, because this is where it all took place. This is where the setup happened. Halper has been dragged into the center of the battle between the Trump administration and the FBI over the Russia probe, with Trump alleging that the Obama administration planted a mole in his campaign to derail his presidential bid, and U.S. government officials denying that the source was part of a campaign. Its use of the informant was not improper. Officials denying that the source was part of the campaign. So, top GOP officials have reportedly been pushing for the FBI to name the source, who the New York Times reported Friday. New York Times leans way left, so somebody leaked this information to them. Who we don't know yet. So we need to just wait on that. But this is treason, and this is trying to ruin the presidential bid. And while he was sitting as president, this is still going on, trying to overturn a sitting president. That's treason. So I mean, it's coming out now. This is mainstream media all day long. So I mean, people really aren't talking about it, I don't think, as of yet. I think this morning they were kind of getting into it, but it's kind of like speculation, blah blah blah. But this is coming out now. This is going to be the biggest week, especially the 23rd, this Wednesday. So keep your eyes peeled with these Q posts, with the news. It's going to be historical. I can bet you that. It's going to be amazing. So let's get into the memes, right? I got a ton of them. This is going to take a minute, so bear with me. Alrighty, so let's look into this. It says, the hard part for us is having to wait for the public to know what we've known for a very long time. There is no bigger threat to them than the public being awake and thinking for themselves. Why are we here? What is the common theme when bad news is about to break against them? Stay vigilant. 9 dead in Santa Fe High School. Shooter had multiple guns and bombs. So we see this Joker, these Jokers right here. Go to the next one. Sandy Hook gun hoax. Is this the same guy? David Wheeler, actor. Looks like the same dude that was stepping out of that SWAT team vehicle, doesn't it? That's just a speculation. So we look here and it says school shooting in Texas. Early reports not looking good. God bless all. May 18th, 2018. What is the common theme? May 17th. So Q called it a day before. At least 8 killed in Santa Fe high school shooting source. Posted at 8 a.m. May 18th. Yeah, so he's calling it ahead of time. Crazy stuff. Let's look into what this is. So if we look here, it says Inspector General Horowitz finds FBI DOJ broke law, and Clinton probe refers to prosecutor for criminal charges. IG Horowitz has found reasonable grounds for believing there has been a violation of federal criminal law. Brennan needs very good lawyers, says Genova. He's going to be in front of a grand jury shortly. A criminal lawyer. Oh yes, he doesn't need a slip and fall lawyer though, although he's going to slip and fall. So we look down here. What is the common theme when bad news is about to break against them? Stay vigilant. Santa Fe, Texas high school on lockdown following reports of an active shooter. Police shoot man ranting about the president. Firing shots at Trump Golf Resort. CBS News has identified the man arrested in this morning's shooting at Trump Golf Resort in Miami. So yeah, they're trying to steal the headlines, right? They're trying to cover up all this stuff. They're trying to do it. So we'll look into this. Live coverage, at least 8 killed in Santa Fe high school shooting. Paul Ray's UTMB spokesperson. This guy says the hospital just had a mass casualty drill a couple weeks ago. Dang, that was lucky. Wonder who helped them coordinate that. So yeah, doesn't that make you scratch your head? A little strange indeed. So we'll look to this one. And it says Fox News police have identified the gunman who fired shots at Trump's Miami golf resort as Jonathan Audie, 42, of Doral, Florida. Then we go down here. Jonathan Audie, business owner at Pegasus Mineral and Gemstones LLC. All right, so this is the dude who did it. This is the guy who did it. Go to the next one. I'll look into this. So this is the Guardian of the Pope, personal. So and then we see the picture of the owl posted by Q. We look here, and it says the Pope reached our cruising altitude of 40,000 foot. P equals Pope. Pope will be having a terrible May. November 25th, 8765, 40,000 foot. Right here. So all tying it in together, what does the owl represent to certain cults? Q. The same scene in Macbeth talks about a falcon flying freely before being ambushed by an owl. It is noted that the owl does not normally hunt the falcon. The scene continues to talk about how many odd happenings and a darkness on the horizon for humanity. It is noted that even the horses are rebelling and turning upon one another, specifically eating each other. It is possible that the Clintons have turned on the Rothschilds. The fly, eagle, fly may have been a veiled threat directing towards the Clintons, and we know type of thing. That was on November 21st. We look down here. Identify symbolism, owl-Y. So the Y would be, I believe, the horns that they wear at the Rothschild, like the deer antlers. I believe that's what they were talking about at the Rothschild parties, what they dress up as. What has occurred over TH the last several months? CIA info leaks. Read graphic. What family did Soros replace? Why? Part 2. How were they adopted into the cult as children? What were they provided for obeying and staying silent? Brainwashed? All that you know to be right is wrong. The cult runs the world. Fantasyland. The world is fighting back and destroying the cult. 40,000 square foot. V again. And need to decrease altitude to avoid conspiracy label. Let's keep going, keep going. So we got this one. Look into it. So Parkland, military helicopter drops ammo on school. JFK, Parkland Hospital, school shooting. Santa Fe High School in Texas. JFK, school depository building. Cuba, plane crash. JFK, Cuba, Bay of Pigs. Lincoln Tunnel, bus crash. JFK, Lincoln presidents. Anything else missing from the list? Presidential threat of assassination. Loud and clear. Time to take them out. Q. Forgot one more. Trump, Doral golf course shooting. JFK, Trump presidents. They're trying, but they won't succeed. 10:53 yesterday. DH, a student from the Parkland High School that reunited national conversation on gun control, had a chilling premonition. He said gun violence kept him up at night. There is someone alive right now that will not be alive at this time tomorrow and has never even thought about gun violence, but everyone around them will have to for the rest of their lives, he told reporters in Los Angeles. So how the hell is he having a premonition? I mean, this is just obvious that he was told about this, and that are they going to send him out to talk? Hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. What is a common theme when bad news is about to break against him? Stay vigilant. Yeah, false flags, shootings. So we'll continue to this one. Trump tweet. So we are with you in this tragic hour, and we'll be with you forever. 12:34. T-minus 12:34, room 1234, mapping the Florida shooting, Washington Post, February 15, 2018. Gunman shoots one person in room 1234, 1234. So, you know, it's weird. There's no coincidences, right? Excuse me. So this kid right here, we can look at him. He was a survivor of the shooting. You can see his face. And this is the back of his head. So he's got a piece of tape with a gauze on the back of his head. And what happened to this guy? He's bleeding. Would he fall down or something like that? Did he get hurt? Oh wait, this is what happened to him. The gauze explains it all with the dab of blood. Survivor speaks out. Sorry. Survivor speaks about being shot in the head at Santa Fe High School. So yeah, I mean, he was shot in the back of the head, but he seems to be okay. So yeah, that's what it looks like when you're shot in the back of the head. Santa Fe, Texas. A Santa Fe school student is talking about the tragic and unthinkable shooting at his school. Rome Schubert, 16, was shot in the head. He told Eyewitnesses News that he heard a loud bang in the art class and his ears started ringing. So, yeah, that's what it looks like when you're shot in the back of the head. I already did that one. And I'm not saying that people didn't die there. I'm just saying that this stuff is pre-planned. IG report to be released and another school shooting. Yeah. And this is the boy who did it. Demetrius Pogurtu something. Hillary 2016. This is what he anti-fascist. So that's what he is. How do they get all these liberals to do this? Because they're easily MK Ultra'd, because they're already brainwashed with lies. It's probably just like Q has already talked about. They are on these psychotropic, I believe that's the word, drugs, and then the cell phone can act on that through a signal MK Ultra. I mean, come on. That's what it was, but he definitely was a Hillary supporter. So we will look to this, and it says that I just went over. Pope will be having a terrible May, 4/3/18, and this is the 18th of May. All Chile's 34 bishops resign over a sex abuse and cover-up scandal after crisis meeting with Pope. In leaked 2,300-page report, the Pope blasted the entire Chilean church hierarchy for their grave defects in handling abuse cases. All 34 Chilean bishops have now offered to resign following the crisis meeting. You will burn in hell. What else do we have here? Yeah, so we can look at this. And it says we have the owl again, guardian of the Pope, Rothschilds, right? That's who guards over the Pope. If this latter statement is true, the Rothschilds control, in addition to their own fortune, the immense liquid resource of the Catholic Church. There's Moloch again, that picture from Bohemian Grove. Would you notice if Satan's took over the Vatican? And then we see the viper, the snake. And money, power, influence, symbolism will be their downfall. Early in the 19th century, the Pope came to the Rothschilds to borrow money. We are entrusted with the bulk of the Vatican wealth. Rothschilds, guardian of the papal treasure, took over the financial operations of the worldwide Catholic Church in 1823. The Rothschilds did that. Catholic Church is an extensive system interlocked with the Rothschilds. So yeah, Rothschild's loan to the Holy See refers to a series of major financial loans arranged between the Rothschild family and the Holy See of the Catholic Church. 1832, Rothschild's loan to the Holy See, Clown Connection, Vatican Bank. That was on April 4th. So yeah, bunch of cool stuff in here, no? This is pretty awesome. I saw this. This is the royal wedding, actual pictures. Yeah, we saw this. If the FBI, a Trump tweet, if the FBI and DOJ infiltrating a campaign for the benefit of another campaign, that is a really big deal. Only the release or review of documents that the House Intelligence Committee, also Senate Judiciary, is asking for can give the conclusive answers. Drain the swamp. And then this dunce right here, Greg Sugar. You've made DC swampier than it's ever been. Oh, God. Yeah, then we have this. I don't know what you think about this. Symbolism will be their downfall. QAnon, and then we see the eye, the all-knowing eye, the all-seeing eye, right? On her head, right there. Then we see this same. This is within that executive order that was shown a second ago. Do I still have that up? No, I don't. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's who signed it, y'all. That's the his signature. So pretty crazy, no? That's amazing. That blew me away. So then we see this, Santa Fe, Texas. Hey, what's this on his necklace? Oh, he's a Mason, right? Being interviewed. So we'll go to the next one. Okay, so we'll go to this. It says Q team baits Cabal to launch false flag one day before royal wedding. Cabal thinks Q team was about to drop big news. Cabal falls for the trick, launches two false flags. The one at the Doral golf course and at the Santa Fe shooting. So offenses to move narrative blows all their short-term ammo. Q team lets royal wedding flush the news cycle. Q team drops after royal wedding. Narrative set for the Patriots. Cabal can't recharge quick enough to launch another narrative change without taking very risky counter offenses. Cabal are ready to cut many corners on these false flags offenses. Too many open ends. Literally false flag at school didn't kill self per plan. Cabal is stuck in a corner, can't make any more moves. Checkmate. So yeah, they played him. It just sucks that, perhaps people lost their lives over this stuff, Sucks. So we'll look right here, and it says Freemason necklace, Freemason hat. Santa Fe shooting these people are being interviewed. Deadly mass shooting at Parkland. So another guy being interviewed. Both part of the Masons. So keep going. The royal wedding is the epitome of everything that's wrong with society. I completely agree. People coming out in hordes to celebrate greed and indulgence of the super wealthy, while the homeless are swept away like garbage, and kids go hungry, and kids go missing, and kids are murdered and are sex trafficked. You know, that lady was exactly right. Why are we even televising this garbage? The pin posts were prior to the executive order releases. So this is talking about Q dropping those pictures of the executive order and the pins. The pin posts were prior to the executive order releases. Follow the pin. The last ones were all to set the stage that releases come after the pics. This is why they false flag when they think a bad executive order is coming their way. I think they got baited hard yesterday and dropped all the false flags they had prepped. So yeah, December 12th, executive order signed, January 6th, January 24th, May 19th. So yeah, I mean, that's what I think so too. I mean, I think we all can agree on that. Alright, so let's look at this, and it says summit meeting on June 12th. POTUS will be, so this is 5/19/18 from yesterday, or 2 days ago, excuse me, 23. POTUS will be insulated, protected on Air Force One. This is from November 1st. Nature of the entrenchment, it is time to take back our country. That means if Q exposed his password on 5/19, showing that the pain is coming 23 days, then maybe the countdown starts not on the day the password was created, but the day it's been exposed. If so, 5/19 plus 23 days equals June 11, 2018, 1 day before the North Korea summit. That means that POTUS will be in the air and protected during this time, just as Q had stated in his 11/1/17 post. POTUS will be insulated and protected on Air Force One. Oh my God, these people are so smart. So smart. So yeah, June 11th. So hands-on holding cell. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So hands-on holding cell phone. Desk lamp. Okay, so what we see right here, I'm circling it, is you're seeing somebody taking a, like this, taking the photo down. So those are his hands holding cell. Excuse me. Desk lamp right here. You see this, that's obviously a desk lamp. And then right here, eagle, ceiling, and Oval Office. This is blurry, but you know, desk lamp, Bible, POTUS signature. So this was posted on the Q board. Doesn't this show you that this is President Trump? Who else is going to sit in that seat and take that picture? That's like saying, that's like taking the throne of a king and sitting in it and taking a picture. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, these posts were by the president. He's already signed off as DJT, right? 41020. So yeah, I mean, we're being talked to by Donald Trump, our president. That is what I am seeing right here, because no one else is going to get behind the desk in the Oval Office. Okay, no one's going to be able to be allowed to take a picture from Air Force One besides the president. So yeah, then I'll show it to you. Show you this. So you see the pen lid, blue. This is the executive order. Camera shadow, POTUS reflection right here. Bookmark right here. POTUS signature. So this is the Bible, right? Or some sort of book, but that's the bookmark, right? POTUS signature on the executive order right here. Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? So crazy. This is so crazy. And then this is, they're talking about the eagle on the Oval Office at the top of the ceiling. That was really blurry on there, but still, you know, who's gonna be in there besides him behind the desk? So somebody created this. You know, I'm not sure how legit this is, but it says follow the pin, and we put the clock here. You know, we see that. I'll give you a second to look at it. I'm not really following it per se. Maybe you could put down in the comments what you think. But then he takes a picture. Pins from the 16th and today side by side. 11 is 23 in military time. 11, right, I understand, like, it's about to be 12 o'clock. Is it counting down to the next day? 23, May 23rd, you know, 11 is 23 in military time, and then we see the avalanche. So is that what we're looking at, the 23rd? You know, also the 23 in the end of the code, the trip code. Why was that exposed? It was exposed on purpose. So there's 23, you know, is it May 23rd, which is Wednesday? We don't know. Is it 23 days later, which will be on June 11th? I was killed because I discovered child trafficking. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. So great to have our incredible First Lady back home in the White House. Melanie is feeling and doing really well. Thank you for all your prayers and best wishes. 4-minute Delta. Great to have our incredible First Lady back home in the White House. Melania is feeling and doing really well. So 4-minute Delta. Very strange. So we look here. The hard part for us is having to wait for the public to know what we know for a very long time. There's no bigger threat to them than the public being awake and thinking for themselves, why are we here? We looked here that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organization, its powers in such form, as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right and it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Sessions, we fight is out of the kill box. We are saving Israel for last, very specific reason not mentioned a single time. So I don't know what this has to do with this up here, but obviously Melanie, this is code for something, talking to somebody. Who knows? And this is going to round things up for the podcast. And then we have a picture of the Queen and Harry's new wife when you're plotting a car crash, but remember you already used that idea once before. So yeah. Is this lady right here going to expose him? I think it's already being done. So anyways, guys, that's the podcast for today. I mean, that stuff with the pen and the executive order and the signature on the desk and everything bookmarking it, that is President Trump, 41020 DJT, speaking directly to us through this board. Am I saying he is Q? I'm saying he's part of the Q team and that he has spoken to us. This is probably the 4th time he's spoken and shown us these things, these pictures. So, you know, incredibly awesome. And I'm just so happy to be alive at this time. You know, this timeline's really cool. If you found this informative, you know, please subscribe. You know, there's a lot more where this came from. If you enjoyed it too, give me a like, a thumbs up there, and I'd really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe out there. Take care of one another. Love one another. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye.